And here we go once again. Live. Me, Vic, the Whiskey Minister, in my wee whiskey grotto. All my drams behind me. Coming to you live. We're up here near Forres, up in the northeast of Scotland, up at the top of Speyside, whiskey country. And I'm doing my drama day in December again. And it is the 9th. So we're getting closer and closer to Christmas. Looking at what the Scottish government's saying today, closer and closer, another wee lockdown maybe. But, if we've gotten what we need, oh well, there we go. So let's not be political on this. So it's day 9th of December, on my whiskey selection box from Shelley at the Really Good Whiskey Company. We've had loads of great drams. There's Bill on again. Bill must just be sitting there waiting for me to come on. Just his nightly entertainment. Anyway, Bill's on. That's great to see you, Bill. So it's day 9. Had some great drams. I had a bourbon. We've had a blend. We've had quite a few single malt Scotch whiskies. Excuse me. And we're going back to doing another blend tonight. Now, like I said last time, blends are not bad. Blends are sort of the mainstay of the Scotch whisky industry, and there's some great blends out there, some good drams. Don't just turn down a blend because it's a blend. It's maybe you don't like them as much as single malts, and they don't give you as much as single malts, but there's still a lot of decent whiskies out there that are blends. So, saying that, I have to say I'm probably a little bit biased, a little bit judgmental in the dram that I'm going to have tonight, because I've not had one of these. Well, it must be more than 30, 35 years. I never used to drink whiskey a lot as I was a youngster, a young man. Tried it a few times when I was really young, when I shouldn't have been drinking whiskey. But as I went on my whiskey journey with Diageo, I didn't drink this whiskey, and I haven't drank it for 30 years. So I'm just wondering what it's going to be like tonight. So we are on a blend, and it's the famous grouse. Now, some of you whiskey drinkers, you connoisseurs out there, are going to be going, "Oh no, not a grouse! No, not a grouse." Well, let's see what like it is before we make that kind of judgment. So here we are, Dram 9 of my drama day in December, and we're on the famous grouse. Came about, started in 1896 just as the grouse, and it became the famous grouse in 1905. Now, they must be doing something right, because it's the biggest selling whiskey in Scotland for about 40 years. And I just looked up this fact earlier on. At the moment, it's selling 43 million bottles a year worldwide. Now, that's a big whiskey in anybody's reckoning. That's a lot of drams. That's a lot of bottles. So Scotland's biggest whiskey seller, 43 million bottles a year. They must be doing something right. So let's have a look. Now, there's not much colour there. And what colour is there? I would argue it's probably colouring. I would argue it's probably a young whiskey. I was interested to see on their website that they talk about chill filtration. They don't hide from that. But they said they do it at a higher temperature than normal. So they leave in some of those long chain fatty acids and lipids that give you a bit of mouthfeel, or that's what they're saying. So let's have a nose. Not a huge amount on the nose there. Sort of woody and malty, biscuity. Are there a little bit of fruits there? You know what? Not a lot on the nose. Or hopefully I'm not getting a cold or something, or you know what. Hopefully I'm not getting any of that. But I can smell that there's whiskey there, but not a huge amount on the nose. So let's have a taste, see how it compares on the palate. It's a very thin mouthfeel, tiny little bit prickle on the tongue, no finish. It's like, you know, I'm not a huge whiskey drinker. I'm not an alcoholic or whatever. But that's like drinking water. You know, it's not horrible flavors. There's just not a lot there. There's hardly anything on the palate. There's a bit of a finish now, but it's a finish that tells me this is a young whiskey. That this is quite immature. There's not a huge amount of flavor going on. You know, but then, you know, we've had single malts in this box from Linkwood, from Glenrothes, the Speyburn, from Bruichladdich, where else? Oh, I can't remember. From Arran. So very flavoursome, quite old single malt Scotch whiskies. And this just isn't comparable to that. But then that's not what this is. This is a relatively cheap, relatively young blend. And, you know, you pays your money, you takes your choice. So, you know, it's not unpleasant. You know, it's not that I'm not getting that that some people seem to get when they drink uh, Scotch whiskey. But there's very little on the palate there for me. No, not a lot at all. So that was the famous Grouse blended Scotch whiskey, non-age statement. So it's going to be at least 3 years old. All the spirit, all the whiskey in that bottle. But I don't think it's much older than that. Not unpleasant. I don't think I'll be going out and buying a bottle. I have some blends. I told you I have some blends on my shelf. I have a Dewar's 12. I very more often than not have a Johnny Walker Black Label on the shelf. But I don't think I'll be going for one of those. But anyway, if you like a low flyer, as my old dad used to call it, that's great. Um, you know, I wouldn't turn one down if someone offered it to me, but I wouldn't be going out looking for it. So that's what good for cooking with, Bill says. Well, maybe, Bill. But so that's my dram for today from my whiskey selection box from the Really Good Whiskey Company. Sorry I couldn't be more enthusiastic about it. Let's see. Oh, we've got a few single malts coming in the next 5 or 6 days that'll keep Vic happy. So thanks for watching. Thanks for your comments, Bill. It's great to see you again. And hope to see you all again tomorrow when I'm back doing my drama day in December. So stay safe, be responsible with your drinking and with your dramming, but enjoy what you're having. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Goodbye now.